Packaging Today with Evelio Mattos, Adam Peake, and Cory Connors.
Hey guys, what's up? Good morning, everybody. It's Evelio Mattos, Cory Connors, and Adam Peake. Cory, where are you from?
Portland, Oregon.
Nice. What show do you host?
The Sustainable Packaging Podcast.
Nice. And you can find him at Corrugated everywhere on the TikToks.
Because it's like my name and corrugated. That's where that came
Wait,
from.
what?
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
I've got some very creative friends, and they
I just
came up
thought
with that.
you were a con man. Oh wait,
Boom.
do we have one?
Boom.
Do we have one? Hang
He's
on.
here all week.
I should have
Try
had
the
that.
veal.
Okay,
There you go. To be ready.
dang it.
And we got Adam Peake. Adam Peake, where are you from, my friend?
I live in West Jordan, Utah, which is, if you're unfamiliar, is just northeast of South Jordan, Utah. True story. And the suburb of Salt Lake City. And I host the People of Packaging podcast and a bunch of other things.
Busy guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I work at
Busy.
Myers. I'm the senior vice president of the sales at
Nice.
Myers.com for all your packaging needs.
And you're the packaging pastor at on the TikToks as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Cool, man.
Evelio,
guys-
who are you and where are you from?
Yeah.
Well, I was born in South America and I was smuggled into this country,
In a
years ago.
box.
No, man. With a wedding party, actually.
Oh wow.
And I do packaging, right? So I host Packaging Unboxed, the Packaging Unboxed podcast, and we do this fun thing every week. There's a lot of good stuff we're doing. I teach the packaging, used to be the packaging class, which is now the Packaging U on Fridays. And as a matter of fact, last Friday, Black Friday, we did a how to design packaging using AI. And that was a great class. We had a pretty decent turnout for Black Friday. I mean, everybody was with their family, but I think some people got pretty tired of them and wanted to just hang out and talk packaging.
By the way, I love your LinkedIn page that you started, the Packaging AI one. I think it's great.
Thanks.
More people should go follow it.
They really should. It's growing like crazy, and we're designing tons of packaging in AI. And if you're not familiar with it, I mean, it takes seconds to create amazing packaging.
Yep. We're talking about packaging, man.
That's right. Where's the shirt at, Pastor Peake?
Which shirt?
Oh, your sustainable shirt.
Oh,
Oliver was asking for.
sustainable. I'm so sorry. I burned it after my photo.
Oliver, I'll send you a link, man. And we got Ryan Fox chiming in here. Ryan, always good to have you.
Hey, Oliver.
He dropped some insane news with us a couple of weeks ago. Can't wait to do it again.
Yep.
And we got Mark.
Oh, watching on YouTube. What's up, Mark?
What up, Mark?
Yeah, what's up, Mark, on YouTube? Good stuff, guys. We got a lot going on today. Packaging AI, definitely go follow that page. Learn a ton of packaging. Actually, if we want, I'd be happy to pull up something on screen here and kind of just show you in real time, like the crazy stuff that we can design. So if anybody wants to design some type of packaging, just throw it in the comments, like what kind of packaging, what brand. And at the end of the show, we'll throw this into.
Can we do it live?
Yeah, we can do it in Midjourney. You can see how quick it is. So if you guys want to create packaging, in the comments, go ahead and throw in what kind of packaging, what kind of product, and
by what kind do you mean, like material, or for what product, or
it could be anything. So it could be like a stand-up pouch, it could be a box, it could be a bag, it could be something completely new and never seen before. The product could be clothes, food, shoe, like weenus lube, whatever you want. And I'll show you how we do it.
We do not want dry turkey and dry weenuses are both terrible.
Absolutely. Maple syrup, perfect. We'll do maple syrup.
Maple syrup for Hugh.
Yeah. Hey, so we did want to talk about, we actually had some news to talk about, right?
Yeah. Believe it or not.
So before we jump into this news, throw in the comments where you guys are watching from. right? That's always great just to see how far we reach. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And Cory, tell me about this rubberized McDonald's stuff that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, so they just launched in France, or starting due to some new recent law changes for single-use packaging for fast food, reusable packaging for McDonald's, and I believe it will be for all fast food restaurants in France, and then eventually in Europe, and hopefully all over the place. But to us, it looks like a silicone-based material, which my experience with that material is not so good. At least
No, it's not great.
I drank out of a glass one time that was silicone, and it made the drink taste funny. So I don't know if that was just a unique experience I had, but I'm excited to see if this takes off, if it really can be sustainable, and people won't revolt. I don't know how you do that as a to-go.
It also
yeah.
seems, I don't know, it almost seems like a hard plastic too.
It might be.
It looks like it could be silicone. Then there's like an edge on here, like some flashing from the demolding, or it could just be that it's been banged around some.
If you're listening from McDonald's, please send us some of these. We're excited to test them out and give a review, maybe even have you on a podcast.
100%. But check out these fries. I've never seen these fries at McDonald's.
Yeah, or those potato wedges. I mean,
what is that? That's pretty cool.
That's confit. Yeah.
By the way, can we all agree that tater tots are far superior to French fries? Like anytime there's tater tots at a restaurant, I'm gonna take you out of this thing, dude. Hang on. What on earth is he talking about? Tater tots? That's crazy talk. You guys are nuts.
Tater tots are delicious in their own way, Adam. But I don't know if
it goes sweet potato fries, tater tots, then regular French fries.
Tater tots are good for like middle school cafeteria lunch.
Oh no! You have to embrace that. You just have like mac and cheese and tater tots are still a delicious meal. I don't know what you guys are.
I agree.
Problems.
You're not wrong.
Can someone in the comments back me up here?
Nobody.
Mark said his 5th grader knows about packaging AI. He probably also knows about freaking tater tots and how delicious they are.
Let's ask his kid. Yeah.
No, nice. Ask the adult. Oh, waffle fries, Gene. Yeah, that's a good call, Gene. Waffle fries are on the hierarchy. I'd say they're above tater tots. Sweet potato fries, waffle fries, tater tots, regular French fries. This is the hard-hitting news commentary that people came here for.
That's very true,
right, man. They want to talk about potatoes. So sorry. So Gene talks about he can see people stealing the McDonald's things.
Very true.
100%. I've got I just remember going through school and having like all the McDonald's or the Pizza Hut cups, and you'd walk out of the store with that stuff, no problem.
Yeah.
He did say Mark watched the AI show with his kid, and his kid already knew about AI. Like, this is what kids are talking about. Like, I've shown AI like Midjourney to my kids, and they are designing the craziest stuff. My daughter is launching a shirt brand around this concept she created, and now she just keeps like pumping out new. I'm like, dude, I can't even keep up.
That's amazing.
My son, I mean, it's not on Midjourney, but he found another one, and we've been designing stuff on Wonder. Like, it was such a fun way to connect packaging to my kids in a way that seems not boring. You know what I mean? Like I saw, hang on a second. Is it Karthik? Said, we think of artificial intelligence and we also think of Adobe Illustrator. I think of Allen Iverson. It's still literally the first thing when somebody says AI, I'm like, oh, we're talking about packaging.
Yeah, no. So, all right. So, with Karthik, he's saying, think about artificial intelligence. So AI, there's a lot of different applications for it, right? In terms of packaging, there's supply chain AI, there's data collection AI. I mean, you can use AI for anything. It's just it's a matter just of machine learning, being able to input a ton of data and having it then just learn from that and base all future decisions based on that. So you can apply it in every place. In terms of what I'm talking about, Karthik is actually physically designing packaging with, well, not physically, virtually designing packaging with AI. And I'll go ahead and share this page. it's just packaging AI on LinkedIn. And you can take a look at some of the stuff here. Like, all of this was created in seconds. These are actually used created by this user here, which we're sharing.
Wow.
Yeah. So like everything from the photography
Beautiful
to the lighting to like the reflections, like this is like this entire setup, complete AI.
Doesn't it still feel like we're in the like AOL instant messenger dial-up phase of what this can do? Like, 'cause I've noticed
100%.
with AI, it's like right now with packaging, it seems like artificially quasi-intelligent, but like it doesn't like spell out actual words, right? It's just sort of like this nonsense stuff.
Yeah,
And
but we kind of covered that in the class on Friday. If we look at version 1, which I mean, this stuff is versioning so quickly at the moment. We're in version 4 at the moment. Version 1 letter, you didn't even have actual letters. It was just kind of like blobs.
Yeah.
So as it continues to learn and more people are inputting more information, you're able to get at least text that's legible, but it's not words yet. Which is, I mean, this is light years ahead of where it was even like a month ago. And it continues to learn. This was like just luxury Kobe beef packaging, right? And you're getting like a mood, you're getting, like this texture on this countertop. Like it is insane.
Yeah.
Right. And we kind of talked about like what where this makes sense to use. And you can use this at thanks Q for sharing the link. Appreciate that. But yeah, it's packaging AI on LinkedIn. You can check it out. Like I said, there's a ton of stuff here. Just inspiration. I mean, there's like, you can even do, all right, what does my packaging look like as a banner? Right? What does it look like as a display unit? Like it is endless. Endless.
Once you design it and you get this image, can you say, actually, let's change this or lighten up this, or
100%.
I like white lettering instead of gray, or is that so you can manipulate the file. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. It's awesome.
Good. All right. So Gene's saying, should you, here comes a designer saying, should you call it designing when you're using Midjourney? No, people don't call it designing, but it's easier to understand. I think what people call it today is prompt crafting, right? Because you're crafting out the prompt that you're putting into the machine to generate some of this stuff. And I got to tell you, when I went back into Midjourney, I looked at the overall community of everybody using packaging. I saw a bunch of examples of the projects that we did during the class. So I can see that a lot of people are starting to do more packaging and testing it out, which was great. Just people that were on there actually followed through and kind of did some of the stuff, which was really, really cool. Yeah. And Mark, 100%.
Yeah, I agree with Mark. It's a brainstorm. It's a thought-provoking idea. Yeah.
You can iterate. You can just come up with ideas, like you said, and you could be sitting there. Imagine if you're in a creative room with a bunch of people, and you're just data entry. It is kind of true, right? But it's like, hey, can we come up with like all sorts of different variations? Let's all put them up really quickly. Let's just ideate really quickly.
Yeah.
And then you have to like actually start designing from there. Like that would be an awesome place to start.
It's incredible.
Yeah, 100%. Right. It's like, do these colors speak to the brand? Like, do we need to have actual photography, or do we, you don't need to take the time to iterate. It just moves so much faster. And that's kind of the whole point.
It's not at a place now, Evelio, where you could take that file and send it to a printer yet.
No. But I don't think that's where it's going to go necessarily.
And Gene, it's actually Automatic Sketch Simulator, or ASK for short, is what it is.
Yeah.
It's
that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Ask.
ass packaging, automatic sketch simulation.
I love it. Yeah. So crazy stuff, man. It's doing just seeing what people are coming up with. And this is just packaging, right? So this is just packaging. There's a ton of people using it for other things. I had a photographer on asking, like, should I be concerned about this? And it's like, yeah, not only should you be concerned, but you should be embracing this, because
Right.
if you don't, you're going to miss out. And
Mhm.
from a photography standpoint, I mean, you can, with Photoshop now, you can take a photo, you can eliminate the background, and in a button.
Yep.
There are actual apps, AI apps that can connect to Photoshop. So if I removed your background, I can type in whatever background I wanted. Do I want the light coming from this side? Do I want the light from this side? Do I want a sunset? Whatever I want, you can do. I see this being incorporated further into the designing apps that we're using. And no, never just
Packaging is half the story.
Yeah.
That's right.
Don't you read the tagline, Jay Quinn packaged? Jeez.
The more you know.
Absolutely. But yeah, so AI is the future of something. It's changing things. I think it's important to actually embrace it versus be afraid of it. It's just going to help you do your job better, right?
Well, and
at least even have a conversation.
I've talked to I've done a couple of presentations to the AICC, which is the Association of Independent Corrugated, not corrugated, corrugated converters. And I talked about just to keep an eye on machine learning and AI as it comes to functional components of your business.
Right.
So some of the examples I used were like pricing, and proofing are two, and just like access to information. Like it's like taking, I mean, it can essentially take this whole database and learn like how your machines are actually running, what their speeds are, what the lead time. I mean, it can learn all this stuff and then create pricing models very rapidly, which I think is going to allow certain companies who embrace it, who don't run away from it and go like, that's nonsense. But like, if we actually embrace this and know that it's probably not able to be deployed like right away, because it is just learning, but like lean into it just a little bit. I saw a quote that said, keep an eye on companies who encourage their employees to learn outside of work. Like an employee who will go learn on their own outside of work, who will learn about AI, who will take your class, who will do that. Like they're going to be the ones who are going to be leading your pre-press department, your estimating department, your graphics. Like they're going to lead all that stuff because they're not afraid to learn. It might not be the exact thing they're learning today, but they're out there and they're learning. And I think it's great. I think we should encourage it.
No, 100%. 100%. The questions I'm getting on there are great. I do get a lot of challenges from people that are not interested in this, and they're like, it's, it kills the design process, but it's just another tool, right? I'm old enough to have been, stripping films and burning plates at the beginning, and then you go straight to now you got computer to plate. That's like just a standard at this point. It eliminated all those people's positions, but those people that learned how to operate those machines, and they were able to elevate themselves in a different position, because now it wasn't so much about the craft of slicing films and paste up. It was like managing more technical equipment, so it required a whole new skill set. So definitely embracing the change. I did want to highlight this thing in terms of like packaging news. This was really awesome. I saw this morning. Disregard this ad that's running here, but on Hypebeast, this is from my buddy Pierre Pallier and his team over at Not PLA, and this is a fully home compostable watch pack coming from Not PLA, which is crazy. And this is the only photo that they show here in this particular article, but it's all made out of seaweed, right? And it completely composts at home. One of the things, Not PLA, those guys are amazing. You can find it. I think it's just notpla.com. They're the ones that were doing the clear seaweed film that could hold liquid, right? So you'd go to a bar and there'd be like a mixed drink inside of this sealed ball of gel, and you just like pop it in, and
Or the
as part of
marathon runners. I like that.
Yeah. And then they've done some new coatings as well. So Not PLA has released some coatings that go on food packaging, and it's completely biodegradable. The thing with them is it's not about creating millions of units for long-term storage. It's you got to order as you go, because it does have a shelf life, in terms of a lot of this product. Those guys are doing some pretty groundbreaking stuff in terms of packaging.
Exciting time. Seaweed is a big conversation.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff happening. I did get a box from FlexiHex this week, which I'm pretty stoked to get into and start dropping stuff. So
yeah, one of my favorite videos. Love that.
It's one of my favorite videos to watch. It was great.
Awesome, guys. So what do we got going on? Who do you have on your podcast coming up, Cory?
So I had Swath gift wrap. It's a reusable gift wrap made out of cloth that is sourced sustainably from old, packaging materials, like how you would package flour in a sack back in the day. These materials were very brightly colored and beautifully printed, because back in the day when they were made, the people that purchased them would reuse that material to make it into clothing. So this person who started this company has taken these materials now and turned them into gift wrap that's reusable. And it's SWATHE gifts.com, I think is the website.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool.
Really, really impressive. We create 25% more waste during the holidays. And I think gift wrap is a huge part of that.
Yeah. And just buying junk.
Yeah.
That was the other half of it.
Yeah.
And then we got Oliver. So it's similar to what you guys do at Sips with Powder. So we'll have to look that up, because that sounds pretty interesting in terms of what Not PLA is doing. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Definitely throw a link in here to some of that. That'd be great.
Yeah.
And what's coming up on your podcast, Adam?
Yeah, so this week I figured it was an appropriate time to release. I did a live interview with Sean Riley, the founder and CEO of Dude Wipes. And post holidays is probably a good time to push out that episode. It was great, man. Sean was, for those of you who don't know, I was on a plane and Sean was sitting in the row in front of me, and he had his Dude Wipes hat on. And I just mentioned to him, I was like, hey, I'm starting this company with my son, and we talk about Dude Wipes all the time. Like they just took a product category that had existed and just made a fun brand. And so we talk about that, and he waited for me after the flight. I got off and just wanted to chat. And we had a great conversation, and I was like, man, you should come on my podcast. And so he came on. Me and my son AJ interviewed him. We talked about Weenus Lube. We talked about Dude Wipes. It was great. And so I'm gonna put that out through the podcast this week, because it was a really, really fun conversation. And even since then, Sean just can. I mean, they're a over $100 million company that they've got going there. And Sean will just send me a note on LinkedIn, like stuff that I like it when really successful people who just do things that are just out of kindness, because I can't help him out. What's gonna happen? I'm gonna put out his episode of my podcast. So
200 million.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that he was so engaged and so encouraging to AJ it was really cool. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. That's super
down to
cool.
earth.
Yeah, it was great.
So from a sustainability standpoint, though, what happens to Dude Wipes? Great
question.
Right? There's that's a poly-based material, isn't it?
I don't think so. It's just it's a flushable. Are you talking about the packaging?
No, the wipes themselves, right? Because even flushable wipes don't break down.
So I have no idea. I'll be totally transparent with that. I have read articles that are it's ruining our septic systems, these flushables. But that's I've learned to not speak on things that I know nothing about, and I don't understand septic waste management. I genuinely don't. So, if it turns out to be a problem, like I'm sure that they'll get banned and outlawed, and then they'll have to figure out something else. I legitimately don't know. I know that it's a great product to use and it's a great brand, and that's about it. You can't
Yeah.
package them in non-films though. I don't,
Right.
Right.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's
you
not
have to.
right. So yeah, I mean, there's probably an argument to be made about the sustainability of it, versus just like standard toilet paper and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure they're worse on some level, right? Like,
Mm.
but apparently people really enjoy them because they're selling a lot of them. So
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
the only way to say like stop buying these is to make it illegal to manufacture them, because it's a better product. It costs more money and it's a better product than regular toilet paper,
Mhm.
and people are buying it all over the place. So I can't tell
Yeah.
you why it's happening. Other than
Cultural shift, definitely. You
Mm.
mentioned those young guys who were buying dude wipes who were embarrassed to buy toilet paper. Was that you talking about that? They were like they didn't want to come out of
no,
this grocery.
they didn't want to buy baby wipes.
Oh, is
What was
that
happening
okay?
is so it started because he was living with a bunch of guys, and they just like bought a bunch of like wet baby wipes and like put them in the bathrooms, and they were all gone. But
Mm.
nobody wanted to go back and like
Be the one to buy it.
be the one buying it. So that's where the idea came from.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, appreciate you, Mark. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, and Jonathan, I mean, there could be iterations around
Mhm.
around the recyclable films for them, especially if curbside recycling of these films really starts to take off. Like, I totally get all that. And also there's a whole conversation around just like consumerism, and like when I go to India, they don't use toilet paper. You go to the bathroom and then you wash yourself.
Yeah. That's
Like
Right.
toilet paper,
that's
they
the
were like,
majority. That's the majority of the planet.
right. They were like, you need what? Like we checked into the hotel. It's like, there's no toilet paper here. They were like, like, oh, that's right. I'm in a different part of the world that doesn't use
Right.
it.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Big change.
That's good to know.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
Thanks, Fred.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I didn't have Sean on to be like, hey, I'm gonna put you on blast for stuff that you've already probably covered. Like,
Oh,
Right.
totally.
I legitimately was like, you're a good dude, pun
Yeah.
intended, and like you're super helpful, and
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Like, thanks for being helpful. He hosts things on
Mhm.
where like sometimes we just have to be okay with the tension and enjoy people. Like,
Yeah. Well, that's I mean, we talk about that too. It's like there's like sustainability on one level, but then there's also sustainability from a business standpoint, right? It's like there's that balance. Which is why I asked the question. It's like that's the one thing that always pops up is like, oh, is this stuff, what happens when it flushes? Is it there's like this, I don't know, nobody really knows, right?
Yeah.
There's news one way, there's news the other way.
yeah,
So it's like always super interesting. I know like when, if I have a guest on that has a challenging product, you're not there to have a full blown argument. They're really there to kind of learn about like their business.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're not TMZ, right? Like
Right.
we're
Yeah.
stuff. Like I'm legitimately not interested in having people on just to get into combative arguments with
Right.
them, because I think there's already too much of that.
Mhm.
That's not fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, I'm sure more people would listen to it or whatever it is, but that's not my steezo, as the
Yeah.
kids
We
don't
should
say.
show them
As the
this.
kids say.
We should show them this fuse pack. This is 80% less plastic than normal wipes packaging.
You should. You should totally do that.
I'm going to talk
Let's
to them.
go. Yeah.
I love it.
All right, guys, let's wrap this up. One last thing, Cory, you had what was the name of that composter that you have?
Lomi.
Do you have one of those too, Adam?
Yeah.
Of course. I'm the one that doesn't have a Lomi.
No, you don't have to let me.
Cool. So if you guys are interested in, composting at home, that
Yes.
Lomi thing was really cool. Cory kind of went through it and shared like the whole process and how you guys were making compost overnight.
Yeah, every day we
Yeah.
run it, and we have a family of 4, and they say on average each American produces a pound of food waste every day, which is disgusting,
Mhm.
but it's real, and we need to deal with it in a way that doesn't put this material into the landfill and create methane gas, which is even worse than CO2. So highly recommend Lomi's product.
Yeah. And Karthik, what we're talking about is Adam and Cory both bought this equipment. It's a machine, desktop size.
Yeah.
And you put your waste in there, and then overnight it's ready to go. It's compost.
It's technically a soil additive. It's not technically considered compost. Yeah. So like what I've noticed, especially with like compostable films, like there's still stuff left. Like I wouldn't say like, oh, you should be using this for all of your like your PLA structure film, like throw it in there. It doesn't really do it. It does an okay job. Like it breaks it all down, and then you could probably just put that in your trash, honestly. Like
yeah.
But but for like food and stuff, it breaks it down into really, really fine, like soil looking stuff.
Amazing.
We just go put it out in our yard or in our garden or whatever it is. So yeah, it's been pretty good.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's great, guys.
They're having a big sale on them too. So
are they Black Friday sale? Do you have a link?
Yeah, hashtag corrugated. No, I don't have a link.
It was Cyber Monday on Saturday. I'm so confused. It's like Black Friday sale starting this Monday, and I'm like, can we just stop with the word? Just be like, we're having a Thanksgiving sale.
Yeah.
Like, why does it have to be the words? I'm sorry.
Out of hand. No, it's endless. It's endless now. It's crazy.
It's nuts.
All right, guys. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining us.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Any questions? Throw them in the comments. We're always checking. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys.
Live from Studio 3, this is Packaging Today.